Hey everyone, Jackie here from Enjoying Life's Journey. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about choosing the right RV for you and your family, or if you're traveling by yourself, you. And basically, if you're familiar with our channel, we are in the process of downsizing the house and preparing to go full-time in the RV, and we plan on working seasonal jobs and road schooling the girls. So if you're interested in that journey, definitely join us every month and we'll be updating you along the way. But today, let's talk about how to pick the one that's right for you, and we're going to let you know which one we're going to go with. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with the smallest option, kind of work our way up, and I'm just going to briefly talk about them, what they are, and then I'll tell you which one we're choosing and why. Our lifestyle is going to be full-time, but even if you're just planning on going out for a weekend, some of these may be great options for you. So let's jump in. So the first one is your tent camping. So this may not be ideal for long term, but for the weekend or even a week camping trip, these are great. They come in many different sizes, ranging from a single person tent that's literally like you just are right there on the ground and it just covers you, to an 8, 10 plus person tent. So we actually own 2 tents. We have a 4-person tent that Ricky and I use as a 2-person tent. We use this as our backpacking tent. So if you watched our Havasu Falls backpacking trip, we did use this tent there. And so it's great because it's lightweight, and it just has 2 poles that you run through, so it's not too complicated to set up. So that's great for 2 people. We also use it when we do motorcycle camping trips. Obviously, we're selling the motorcycles because we're getting the RV, but we have utilized it before, and I actually have a video up from one of our backpacking or motorcycle camping trips. And with that one, we actually did bring the air mattress. So the air mattress actually will fit in the 4-person tent, basically wall to wall. A queen size air mattress. So it's good if you want that little bit of extra comfort, but basically, it's when we backpack, we don't use the air mattress in that. So that's a 2-person, basically a 4-person tent is usually good for 2 people, really, realistically. Then we also have an 8-person tent, which is a 9x13, and it's a pop-up. So it's really easy to set up. Ricky and I can set it up, and that's great. You can have the air mattress, and you can put the playpen in there. And so those are great options for, just weekend camping. So again, not necessarily an RV, but we're kind of talking about camping. So your next option are your pop-up campers, and so there's a couple different ones. You can have the pop-up camper that goes in the bed of a truck, and again, those may be more suitable for one or 2 people. I'm not really familiar with the inside layout. I believe they probably don't have a kitchen or a bathroom. It's probably more of just sleeping in there. But they also have the trailers that you can pull that pop up. So kind of the same situation there. Then you have your truck campers, and those are more of a hard shell, but again, they just go on the bed of a truck, and they make different sizes based on the size of your truck. And those, some will come with just a bathroom. Some will come with like a toilet shower combo, and then they have like a little kitchen area and a sleeping area. And so those are really great, usually for, again, 1 person, but I have seen a few people attempting to utilize it for a couple, for 2 people. So, those are a great option. If you already own a truck, then it's, kind of easy to invest in the camper part. So talking about trucks, it leads me on to the next one, which you have your trailers that you can pull, or the 5th wheels. And if I'm correct, I may not be. With the trailer, you just pull it directly behind the truck, and the 5th wheels usually have kind of like that lip up, and it actually attaches like inside the bed of the truck. And some of those come as what they call toy haulers. So the back will actually fold down, and then you can pull up, your dirt bikes, or if you have an ATV or something like that, you can actually pull them up in there, which is pretty cool. So those are great for if you're by yourself, or again, if you're a couple or even a family, some of those layouts are actually pretty cool. They have like bunkhouse versions where you actually have your master bedroom and then another small little bunk bed area, or even a bedroom almost like in those. And the kitchens are kind of laid out a little nicer, a little more like a apartment bedroom or kitchen living area, if you will. So those definitely, they're a little more creative with the layout. But you do need a truck, and you need a big enough truck to pull it. So that's kind of you know, if you, like I said, if you already have a truck and you're looking for something like that, that's an option. Those, and then we get into our motorhomes, and those are the ones where you're actually driving inside of it. You're not pulling anything behind you. And there's two different kinds. There's a Class C, and the way I like to describe it is this is the one that looks like a truck, almost like a U-Haul, right? Because it's got the truck front and then the back. And then your Class A's, which I like to say look like more like a bus. You know, they're higher up and they have the whole range of windows and stuff. So again, those are great for, the Class C's do have some that are small enough for a single person. A Class A for a single person might be too much room, but then again, if you're that type of person, you want that extra space, it may still suit you. But they're also great for couples and then again families. So those are, you know, pretty good options there. The difference, I would say between the two, they're pretty much priced the same, but I would say if you're looking, the difference is where you're sitting when you're driving. So like I mentioned, the Class C, you're kind of like in the truck part and driving, and then the Class A is more like a bus, so you have more views. How do you pick which one? There's so many that I just rattled off, right? So first off, you're gonna want to go and actually look at some of them. Maybe look online and kind of get an idea of what they look like as well. But go to an RV show, or actually go to an RV retail place and actually go and walk around some of them and maybe sit in them. And that's kind of what helped Ricky and I decide which one that we wanted as well. You can test drive them. And then again, it's going to come down to if you want to be driving the truck and pulling something, or if you want to be inside of it. So we actually decided we want to go with a Class A, and the reason we decided that, one, our car's already paid off and we will easily be able to pull that behind the Class A, so we'll have a detached vehicle. The other thing was, while we're driving, because we have children, I didn't want to be in a truck, and then if we had bathroom breaks or we had to stop to eat and things like that, we'd have to park somewhere and get out of the truck and deal with that whole thing. I like the idea of being already in the motorhome as we're driving. So if Ricky's driving and the girls need to go to the bathroom, I can just get up and help them to the bathroom. I can make a quick lunch while we're driving, and the only time we would really have to pull over is to get gas, and at that point Ricky and I could switch if he needed to take a break or whatever. So it's going to help with the travel time. And then the reason we picked a Class A over the Class C is because of the way you sit in. I like the more bus feel. I like being higher. I like having more of a view point. I don't, the Class C, I feel like I'm boxed in a little bit. I feel like I can't see as well as the Class A. So that's kind of why we picked that. But like I mentioned, some of those fifth wheels, the layouts are really cool. So if we had already owned a truck, a big enough truck, we may have gone with that, and that may be something down the road once we actually get on the road. You know, we may decide, oh, you know what, actually having a better layout would be nice versus our driving situation or whatever. So for now, Ricky and I agreed that a Class A is the way to go. The other thing then you want to take into consideration is how big do you want it. They come in so many different lengths. So Ricky and I agreed that we didn't want anything over 35 feet. I don't want to deal with a 40-foot rig or anything like that. So most of the ones that we've been looking at have been between 32 and 35 feet long, and so that's pretty much where we're going to be staying. And then the last thing or maybe even the first thing to consider is your budget. So do you want to pay cash for it so you have no payment, or are you willing to finance it and have a payment? And then that's when you need to decide how big of a monthly payment are you willing to, or that you can afford, as well as how much are you going to put down. So we have already agreed that we are going to be using the motorcycles, the sale of our motorcycles, for the down payment. So we will be able to put anywhere from about 5,000 to 7,000 down, and we want it to be 20% of the down payment as the purchase, as well as we don't want a payment any higher than $300 a month. So after doing all of the figures, the numbers and the figures, we're basically looking at anything under 35,000 is basically what our price range is. So now we know what type of class, what type of RV we want. We know our budget, and we know the length of it. And so that's kind of going to help us along the way shopping for an RV. So I kind of went through some of this fast. I might have been jumping back and forth, so I apologize for that. But thanks for watching. And if you guys have any of your own ideas of how to help someone choose the RV that's right for them, please leave them in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.